Hi, welcome back to the second edition of Turnovers. Okay, and let's get back to what we're doing. We have our pan here. See how it's floured? And what you do is you sprinkle the pan over it and just hit it on the side. Just kind of knock it on the side of the thing. It's going to mess up, but it's okay. And all smooth out. Just needs that one little tap. And I got my oil here. Let me turn this. Oil heating up on high. This is the peanut oil, and I did use all of it. It's about 2 inches. There was probably about maybe inch and a half off the top, so maybe you don't want to use that much. And here's our dough. So this is one of the 3 pieces. So when you're rolling it out, make sure you add flour because this is a really sticky dough. Sticky dough. That sounds like a foreign word. Anyway, so just pat it out, turn it over. You're going to want to get it thin. And just lightly roll it. Just kind of work with it. And then when it gets thin, where's the cookie cutter? Take your cookie cutter. Now let me show you. I'll show you close up. Take a round out. Here's a round. See? Like that. And if you want, because the thinner things are, the better they fry. Let's take another round out. And if you want, and if you don't feel comfortable that those are a little too thick, I do these with the corn tortillas all the time. It's okay. But make sure with the corn tortillas you have the plastic between it. Just roll it out a little bit further. And you gotta remember, these things don't have to be perfectly round. I mean, if they're a little oblong, it's like, again, character. So just lightly roll it out. And so it's a little bit bigger. So set it down. Roll it out. And then with the remaining dough, I didn't cut all of them into circles, but with the remaining dough, you can just reshape it and make little doughnuts. Okay. And this one's turning out a little bit different. As long as the filling gets in there. And okay. Now, one thing in a lot of recipes, never mix oil with water. If it has you take water to seal the dough and then deep fry it, you're going to have an explosion. You don't want that. Always take an egg mixture. Take like an extra egg, break it, and then dip your finger in the egg and make the seal. That way it won't spatter. Our oil is on high. Take a little bit of dough in your fingers, a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick. And you're going to want to have a spoon, a metal spoon, of course. Don't leave a metal spoon when you're working with gas. Never leave it, no matter what you're cooking, don't leave it in anything. Of course, not oil, but if you're cooking something else, the handle will go really hot. This is why I don't like gas oven. There's lots of little quirks about it. Okay, throw your dough in. And we're going to watch our dough. Here, let's get the rest of the... Again, look, I'm squashing it up. Okay. And, okay, you're going to watch the dough. It's going to go to the bottom, and then it's going to float to the top. And you're going to cook it about 4 minutes. You always want to watch it. Regardless of what it says, you always turn it and watch it. That's the thing. It's like, don't ever assume because it says 4 minutes to leave it in the full 4 minutes. This is food. Cooking food is very visual. So let's get this patted out. And the thing I wanted to mention at the beginning of the episode, which I seem to forget, You always want to, not want to. I have something wrong with my video camera. It makes it, I have haunted cabinets. I hope that doesn't get you dizzy, but I noticed I tried to autocorrect them on my YouTube account, and I don't know what it is. Okay, that's looking pretty good right now. And very important, you don't always have to leave it on high. Take it when it's getting hot, turn it down to about 8 or halfway. Boy, there's a lot of disturbances in the forest today. What was that? Explosions? Things knocking around? Maybe the ghost heard me. Okay, so this thing's looking okay. It's nice and brown. Let's put that over there. Now, let's get our ham, because we're going to do this right away. And our cheese is over here. Okay. So, and of course you don't want the cheese near the oil. Okay, you can see them right there. Just take a little bit of cheese. Like that. Now this one's going to go over it. A little bit of ham. Okay, and might want to open the pineapple rings. That might help. Okay, make sure the pineapple is dry, and cut it into, probably add 2 little pieces like this. You don't want to add the whole ring. Now let me get an egg, because I didn't, or let's see. Okay, here's my egg. Crack it in a glass dish. Stick your finger in the yolk. There you go. Make a circle around. And it's okay if the egg touches the ham or cheese, it will cook, because it's going into very, very hot oil. So, there you go. Get it really good, because you want this sucker to stick. Hit the other side. And this way, you're not adding water. Now, if you want, you can stretch this a little bit. Put it over. Take some ingenuity. And stretch it over here. Now see, you want to have this whole tray full of little circles so you can get this all done at once. Okay, there we go. Now, make sure it's all, just pick it up. This is the fun part. Put it on your hand, just again, check it again. Piece of cheese right there. And what we're going to do is just check it, make sure it doesn't break open. It's going to be sticky. And this is the part. You're going to want to put it on the spoon. See how I have it on the spoon like an egg? We're going to gently put it into the oil. So we got a lot of dough here, and these things can be frozen. And you hear that? Now, if that was water, that would have been an explosion. So you want to, hello. You want these things to be nice and golden brown. Now see, the recipe calls for 4 minutes. This isn't even 4 minutes. You never listen to the recipe, because you let the things in here for 4 minutes. Oh my God, we would have a mess. Now you don't freeze them after they're cooked. You freeze them before you freeze them on that thing. On the you put wax paper down, and you put wax paper down here. Then you put them in a row with the filling in. Stick them in the freezer. Wrap them, of course. Put like a. They sell these big baggies. Okay, this is done. How fun does this look? I'm going to turn that off now. Here's the result. Oh, now my covers are open, but that's okay. Okay. Always take the oil off the heat. And when you have little kids, always push the handles. Even, I don't have kids, but I still always push the handles in. If I had the handle out, it's because I'm getting distracted, but always push the handles in, because you always want little hands and little paws, if you have animals, away from, because a lot of bad things can happen. So here we have our, let these cool because these can be really hot. So here's our little turnover, our puff up. And it's ham and melted cheese inside. So let's crack this thing open and see what it looks like inside. See how gooey it is. Ooh, look at that. Just a little bit of ham, a little bit of cheese, and you have a little bit of heaven, something really fast you can just throw in. And you want to make sure after they're frozen, it's like any kind of frozen thing, it's like raviolis or anything, you just want to make sure to thaw them out, because you are putting them in hot oil after they thaw out. You don't want to go from frozen to cook. And one of these, very helpful. It keeps the oil, just put it right over the oil, and it just, if it's spattering, if there's a little bit too much, just, it'll take care of that. But let me see, it's cooled down enough. I do not want to bite into this really hot. Mmm. 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 Like a little pastry. And you can put tomato sauce in here, pepperoni, make your own hot pockets. And add apples and cinnamon. Maybe I'll do a couple episodes on that. Okay. Well, toodles. Hope you enjoy.